best way to predict the future is to create it. And that's a quote by Peter Drucker. Time is precious, time is money, and this is a time for Money Talk on Atlantic Television Network. Good day, viewers. Welcome to a fresh episode of Atn Business on Atlantic Television Network, right here in the city of Port Harcourt. This is the network's medium of bringing the happenings in the economic sector of the society to our discerning viewers. This program is aimed at bringing to the doorstep of viewers the business, financial, and economic activities from a strata of society. Its delivery is accentuated through the various stock exchanges across the world, news about government economic activities, private sector business activities, latest expert opinions, stakeholders analysis, and correspondent reports. Headlines: Government to commence urban regeneration of island. By the end of the show, you can be rest assured of being informed accurately of financial activities around the world. I am your host, Wendy Aguma. We'll take a short break, and when we return, we will out the details. Don't go anywhere.
The people of Maiduguri need the city, leaving over 1 million residents stranded and fighting for survival. Entire communities are submerged, with people trapped inside homes and on rooftops cut off from food. Potential outbreak of deadly diseases, a desperate plea to the government, humanitarian organizations, international actors in Borno State on 0809 233 3955. Every second counts.
This is powered by Atlantic Television.
From the lines across the ocean, Sahara, we bring all the sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Welcome back. Now let's go into market reports, local and international business news for today. Lagos State government is set to commence urban regeneration of Lagos Island and its environs. Wahab emphasizes during a tour of the area. Wahab highlighted the necessity of urban renewal to address flooding issues on Lagos Island, which pose a significant threat to lives and properties. To achieve this, his ministry will collaborate with the Ministry of Works and Infrastructure to undertake infrastructure upgrades. These upgrades include reconstructing 13 secondary collectors, 2 drainage outfalls, and upgrading drainage channels. Additionally, roads will be constructed to raise higher than the current level to address flooding concerns. Tertiary drains will also be built to discharge into collectors, ensuring effective water management. A holistic approach will be taken to revamp Lagos Island infrastructure with the Ministry of Environment curb flooding on the island. During the tour, we have visited Nnamdi Azikiwe Road, where properties were allegedly built on drainage channels. He warned that such buildings would be marked, served contravention notice, and prosecuted if found guilty, emphasizing the government's commitment to environmental sustainability and response development. Senators approved 15% of Consolidated Senate Committee on Special Duties report. Initial disagreement among lawmakers concerned funding sources, specifically 15% allocation from member states' statutory allocations. Lawmakers Yahaya Abdullahi warning of potential legal challenges from state governments. Deputy President Barau Jibrim clarified allocation wouldn't directly deduct from state funds. Senate President Godswill Akpabio cited Section 162, subsection 4 of 1999 Constitution, empowering National Assembly to appropriate funds. Approved bills establish and amend commissions for regional development, South-South, Northwest, Southeast, Southwest, and North Central. These commissions will lay groundwork for new Ministry of Regional Development. Senate President Akpabio thanked lawmakers for finalizing zonal development commissions. House of Representatives has urged Central Bank of Nigeria to commence gradual withdrawal of old Naira notes and replace them with new ones in denominations of 200 Naira phased out. Representative Victor Ogene sponsored the motion emphasizing CBN's need to sensitize citizens about the transition. He noted that CBN's inaction could lead to another crisis with only 2 months left until January 1st, 2025 deadline. CBN introduced new notes in October 2022 but failed to adequately circulate them, causing difficulties to citizens. Ogene advocated for public awareness campaigns using various media channels, social media and flyers to inform citizens. House has referred motion to Committee on Banking Regulations for further actions. CBN must ensure seamless transition to avoid disruption to financial transactions. Effective communication and strategic planning are crucial to preventing chaos. CBN should prioritize public awareness and education to facilitate smooth adoption of new Naira notes, maintaining economic stability and citizens' trust. Public debt stock has increased significantly, rising by 12.6 trillion Naira in 3 months to 134.3 trillion Naira, that's $91.3 billion by the end of Q2 2024. This 10.35 increase from Q1 2024's 121.7 trillion Naira, $91.5 billion, is primarily attributed to Naira devaluation. Domestic debt accounts for 53% of total debt, standing at 71.2 trillion Naira, that's $48.4 billion, while external debt makes up for 47%, amounting to 63.1 trillion Naira, which is equivalent to $42.9 billion. Domestic debt increased by 5.55 trillion Naira, that's 8.45% from Q1 2024 to Q2 2024, and external debt rose by $780 million. Nigeria's debt to GDP ratio has exceeded 50%, raising concerns about economic stability. FGM bonds dominate domestic debt, representing 78% of total domestic debt. Other domestic instruments include Nigerian treasury bills, savings bonds, sukuk, promissory notes, and green bonds. Multilateral loans from institutions like World Bank and African Development Bank accounts for 50.4% of total external debt. Bilateral loans make up 13.7%, while commercial loans represent 35.9%. Minister of Finance Wale Edun announced that Nigeria's $50 million domestic bond was oversubscribed, raising over $900 million from investors. Edun acknowledged the International Monetary Fund's advice against issuing the bond, but stressed that nations are not bound to follow every recommendation. He highlighted the IMF's broader contributions, such as stabilizing the international financial system during critical period. This development underscores Nigeria's complex economic landscape and the need for prudent fiscal management. Central Bank of Nigeria's Governor Olayemi Cardoso and Monetary Policy Committee members believe lowering or maintaining benchmark interest rates in September would have been premature. The cite concerns about reversing inflationary trends gains. September's Monetary Policy Committee meeting raised the monetary policy rate by 50 basis points to 27.25% and increased cash reserve ratios for deposits money banks to 50% and merchant banks to 16%. Committee members expressed concerns that raising policy rates could reserve inflation in trajectory gains. Governor Cardoso noted that while global outlooks appear positive, maintaining a tight stance is crucial to mitigate potential tailwinds and deliver positive real interest rates. Deputy Governor Philip Ikazo added that domestic inflationary pressure, especially food inflation, remains too high to warrant easing current monetary policy. International Monetary Fund's latest Global Financial Stability Report supports this stance, stating that recent interest rate hikes and foreign exchange backlogs efforts have stabilized the naira. Report highlights the importance of maintaining tight monetary policy for domestic price stability and federal government's economic growth objectives. Committee members, including Mutala Sagagi and Muhammad Abdullahi, emphasized caution, citing factors like climate change, energy pricing, and exchange rate depreciation as upside risk to low and stable prices. They agreed that tightening circles should continue to anchor inflation expectations and support sustainable, inclusive growth. The Central Bank of Nigeria has marked and backed on a strategic engagement with the Nigerian diaspora to optimize remittance flows into the country. This initiative aims to harness the economic potential of diaspora remittance, recognizing their critical role in financial stability. Deputy Governor Abdullahi reiterated the bank's commitment to enhancing remittance inflows during the forum in Houston, Texas, titled Optimizing Remittance to Nigeria, a Vision for the Future. The event brought together industry stakeholders, banking institutions, and international money transfer operators. Industry leaders highlighted challenges faced by diaspora Nigerians when sending money home, including high costs and limited access to financial services. Collaboration between banks and fintech companies was proposed as a solution to address these issues and build trust in the remittance system. Experts discussed the potential impact of improving Nigeria's financial risk profile, which could significantly lower transaction costs and make remittances more affordable. United Bank for Africa's CEO, Dr. Oliver Alauba, emphasized the importance of collaboration among banks, regulators, fintechs, and the broader ecosystem to boost remittances. By promoting transparency and growing diaspora remittances, Central Bank of Nigeria expects significant improvements in foreign exchange inflows. This initiative demonstrates the bank's commitment to leveraging remittances for inclusive growth and financial inclusion, supporting economic development and job creation. Central Bank of Nigeria has refuted claims that old series 200, 500 and 1,000 naira notes will cease to be legal tender by December 31st, 2024. Citing Director of Corporate Communications, C.D. Hakama, stated that such reports are false and intended to disrupt the payment system. CBN reaffirmed its commitment to keeping both old and redesigned banknotes in circulation, citing Supreme Court's order from November 29, 2023. This order allows for continued use of old naira notes alongside redesigned ones. CBN directed all branches to issue and accept old and redesigned banknotes. CBN urged citizens to disregard expiration date claims and continue using both old and redesigned notes. This clarification follows House of Representatives' call for gradual withdrawal of old naira notes and availability of new ones. CBN statement reassures public that old naira notes remain valid indefinitely. Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission Chairman Sanusi Garba has announced plans to make power distribution companies bear equipment replacement costs, promoting prudent infrastructure development and management. This move addresses frequent national grid collapses impacting power generation and distribution companies' viability and customer supply quality. At a public hearing, Garba emphasized the urgency of stabilizing the grid, citing 162 collapses since 2013. Joy Ogaji, Association of Power Generation Companies CEO, echoed this concern, stressing transparency and accurate data capture needs. Transmission Company of Nigeria faces security challenges, including vandalization of Shiroro Mado transmission, hindering power restoration. Garba criticized distribution companies for inaction, citing unaddressed weather-related issues. Ogaji called for proactive problem solving, highlighting discrepancies between private sector data and reported grid collapse instances. Effective solutions are crucial to ensuring reliable power supply and addressing economic impact. Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission has commenced technical screening of financially qualified bidders in 2024 licensing bid rebounds. This stage assesses each company's technical capacity to operate oil blocks they have bid for. 31 oil blocks are on offer, comprising 26 deep offshore blocks, 3 continental shelf blocks, and 2 onshore blocks. 29 blocks are situated in Niger Delta, while 2 are in Bida Basin. Registration and pre-qualification stage ended July 5th, followed by pre-qualification evaluation. Pre-qualification criteria considered financial capacity, technical competences, health, safety, environment, and legal compliances. Successful companies have been notified. Currently, exercise is in technical and commercial bid phase, involving data access, purchase, evaluation, bid preparation, and submission, lasting until November 29th. Technical bids will be evaluated and qualified companies notified by December 9th to submit commercial bids. Commercial bid conference will only involve companies passing technical bid evaluation. Preferred bidders will emerge based on commercial criteria, with winners requiring performance security. AUPRC aims to attract local and foreign investors to optimize vast hydrocarbon resources, estimated at 37.5 billion barrels of crude oil and condensate reserves, and 209.26 trillion cubic feet of natural gas reserves. Recent litigation led to removal of 5 oil blocks from bidding process. Remaining blocks boast advanced technology features and extensive SIM-SIG data coverage. Ongoing industrial action by National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control workers has severely impacted pharmaceutical manufacturers, hindering their ability to clear goods at ports. This crisis may further strain the country's healthcare system, raising concerns about the potential influx of substandard drugs. Pharmaceutical Manufacturers Group of Manufacturers Association of Nigeria Chairman Oluwatosin Joloyami highlighted the strike's adverse effects. Manufacturers face challenges paying duties at ports due to bank-related issues affecting all industries, not just pharmaceuticals. Jolayemi emphasized that resolving NAFDAC's issues would not immediately alleviate manufacturers' challenges. NAFDAC workers are the Senior Staff Association of Statutory Corporations and government-owned companies began their indefinite strike on October 7th. Key demands include reversing 2024 promotion exam results, filling vacant director positions, reforming promotion exam processes, creating a psychology officer cadre, and settling unpaid salary arrears for 2022 recruits. Former Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria President Olumide Akintayo warned that the strike poses serious health risk. Without NAFDAC's regulatory oversight, substandard medicines may flood the markets, putting the public at risk. Akintayo criticized the government's handling of industrial disputes, citing negligence in addressing workers' grievances. NAFDAC's Director General, Professor Mojosola Adeyeye, must swiftly resolve the strike to prevent further disruptions in the healthcare sector. Stakeholders urge prompt action to ensure public safety and maintain the integrity of the country's healthcare system. As the strike continues, pharmaceutical manufacturers and healthcare professionals remain concerned about the potential consequences. Ayodeji Beleyi, Director General of Bureau of Public Enterprises (BPE), has reaffirmed the Bureau's commitment to collaborating with the Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission (ICRC) to enhance power supply and infrastructure development. This partnership aligns with President Bola Tinubu's Renewed Hope agenda and the Accelerated Stabilization and Advancement Plan, aiming to provide 6,000 megawatts of electricity by December 2024. Beleyi emphasized the critical role both institutions play in bridging infrastructure gaps. Dr. Johnson Ewale-4, ICRC's Director General, stressed the importance of setting aside jurisdictional conflicts to improve infrastructure. He noted ICRC's regulatory focus and commitment to open dialogue. Ewale-4 urged unity and cooperation between agencies to build a better future for the country. Beleyi welcomed Dr. Ewale-4 and his team to BPE, expressing delight in fostering a strong partnership. Both leaders acknowledged the potential benefits of collaboration, including unlocking opportunities to achieve government targets. Effective collaboration between BPE and ICRC will be crucial in addressing infrastructure challenges and promoting economic growth. By leveraging their combined strength, these agencies can drive meaningful progress and improve the lives of citizens. Federal government's contributory pension scheme debt has risen to 88 billion naira in unpaid accrued rights from March 2023 to date. Pensioners fractured by delayed payments plan a one-day rally in Abuja on October 23rd. Zamfara State Governor Dauda Lawal has settled 9.3 billion naira in pension arrears, while Kano State Governor Abakabi Yusuf has paid 11 billion naira in backlogs. Nasarawa State has approved 2 billion naira to clear outstanding gratuities. However, states like Plateau, Benue, Kaduna, Enugu and Kwara struggle to pay pensions and gratuities. Enugu's 26-month pension delay for former primary school and local government staff is particularly dire. Pensioners Union Chairman Ikechukwu Ekere lamented that many retirees have died in poverty. Government inaction has turned rest is sweet after labor into rest is bitter after labor for many pensioners. Urgent action is needed to address this issue and ensure pensioners receive rightful benefits. Away from that, crude oil supply into Shell's Forcados terminal has been significantly reduced by 50% due to alleged sabotage on the Trans-Forcados pipeline. Trading sources reveal that repairs are underway, causing loading delays and potential force majeure declaration. The 300,000 barrels per day capacity pipeline transports one of Nigeria's largest crude stream. Heritage Energy Operational Services Limited, operator of the MOL 30 license and a segment of the TFP, may declare force majeure due to unforeseen circumstances. Repairs are expected to last up to 3 weeks, reducing exports by half. 5 crude vessels are currently queuing at the Forcados terminal. Light Forcados crude, a key export trade, is produced by several companies and sold globally. The Shell Petroleum Development Company of Nigeria operates the SPDC joint venture and Forcados Oil Terminal. The pipeline and terminal have long been targets of oil thieves in the Niger Delta, with previous attacks causing extended closures. Nigeria, Africa's largest oil producer, aims to increase crude production by 1 million barrels per day in the next year. Shell is attempting to exit the Niger Delta, but the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission refused to approve the divestment deal. The disruption has impacted global crude markets, with Forcados crude price at $74.55 per barrel on October 21st, below its 2024 peak of $95.15 per barrel. President Bola Tinubu's decision to retain Festus Keyamo as Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development has been warmly received by airline operators of Nigeria. AO President Abdul Manaf Sarina expressed gratitude for the move, highlighting Keyamo's instrumental leadership in driving progress in the sector. Keyamo's proactive engagements, focus on safety, and commitment to local and international airlines have restored confidence in the industry. His dedication to implementing the Cape Town Convention and adhering to international standards in aircraft financing and leasing has significantly bolstered the sector's global standing. Under Keyamo's leadership, aviation industry's global rating rose from 40% to 80%. Sarina emphasized that Keyamo's efforts align with President Tinubu's renewed hope agenda, and AON will continue to support the minister's innovative initiatives. Keyamo's retention is a testament to his hard work and President Tinubu's commitment to aviation growth. As minister, Keyamo prioritizes transparency, team spirit, and selflessness, aiming to satisfy the people's needs. This development follows Tinubu's cabinet reshuffle, which saw 5 ministers dismissed. Industry stakeholders welcome Keyamo's continued leadership, expecting sustained progress and development in Nigeria's aviation sector. With Keyamo at the helm, airlines and operators anticipate improved infrastructure, enhanced safety measures, and increased investment opportunities. Experts predict that food inflation will continue to rise in 2025, exacerbating hunger and poverty. Kola Aderibide, chairman of the Agro-Allied Group, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, warns that despite government intervention, inflation will climb due to persistent insecurity, poor policy implementation, and environmental issues. Food inflation has steadily increased from 30.64% in September 2023 to 37.77% in September this year. Rising prices of essential commodities like vegetable oil, beef, and stable beverages drive this trend. Aderi Bibe attributes the soaring inflation to disrupted farming activities, citing fear of attacks by herdsmen and environmental factors like erratic rainfall and flooding. Fatima Gumi, president of the Small Scale Women Farmers Organization, expresses disappointment with the government's poor implementation of agricultural policies. She notes that while policies exist, their impact remains minimal due to poor execution and lack of reach to real farmers. Gumi emphasized that timely and adequate support for farmers is crucial to boosting food production and controlling inflation. Gumi highlights the rising cost of food and declining purchasing power of Nigerians, making basic food items like rice and beans unaffordable. She stressed the need for effective policy implementation and support for smallholder farmers to address the looming food crisis. Aderi Bibe advises Nigerians to consider urban farming and innovative approaches to mitigate the effects of food price hike. He also urges state governments to lease unused lands to citizens for farming, cushioning the effects of soaring food inflation. As food inflation continues to rise, experts warn that 2025 will be a challenging year for Nigerians. Pan-African Youth Organization Gold Youth celebrates 20 years of unlocking the potential of Africa's young leaders. With operations in 9 countries, including South Africa, Zambia, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Rwanda, Uganda, Kenya, Nigeria, and DRC, Gold Youth aims to expand its impact to more African nations by 2032. Over the past 2 decades, Gold Youth has empowered over 127,000 young Africans to become leaders, social innovators, and entrepreneurs. The organization has trained 90,000 peer educators and facilitated 40,000 jobs or micro businesses. Gold Youth's transformative approach embeds peer mentors in schools and communities, instilling essential skills in leadership, education, and micro entrepreneurship. This has encouraged self-sufficiency and economic independence for thousands of young Africans. Key achievements: Gold Youth has recorded a 29% increase in school performance, 93% pass rate, 43% reduction in youth risk behavior, and 49% increase in employability. Founder and CEO Susanna Farr emphasized Gold Youth's commitment to developing 10 million young African leaders by 2032. Our secret sauce lies in strong partnerships, ensuring scalable and sustainable impact aligned with national development goals. As Gold Youth looks to the future, it invites stakeholders to join in advancing its vision for generations to come. Support Gold Youth's scale mission by visiting their website to learn more. Volunteer, contribute, or partner with the organization. With eyes firmly set on the future, Gold Youth remains committed to unlocking the potential of African youths, driving lasting, sustainable change. You're watching Atn Business on Atlantic Television Network. We'll be back after this break.
The people of Maiduguri need your help. A catastrophic flood has engulfed the city, leaving over 1 million residents stranded and fighting for survival. Entire communities are submerged, with people trapped inside homes and on rooftops cut off from food, clean drinking water, and essential supplies. Health experts are warning of a potential outbreak of deadly diseases, and medical facilities are out of commission. The situation is dire. Helicopters, boats, and high-riding trucks capable of navigating the treacherous, waterlogged areas are urgently required to reach the countless men, women, and children still awaiting rescue. The Nigerian media is issuing a desperate plea to the government, humanitarian organizations, international actors, and citizens across the nation. Step in now, before it's too late. For more information on how you can help, contact Professor Usman A. Tar, the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Internal Security, Borno State, on 0809-233-3955. Every second counts.
This is powered by Atlantic Television Network.
From the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring only sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all your bits on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Welcome back to Atn Business and Atlantic Television Network. Now to the rest of our stories. United Nations Foundation has launched Once Upon a Future, a global campaign aimed at engaging young people in the Summit of the Future. This initiative encourages you to take action for a better future, featuring a YouTube streaming event with diverse creators and influencers. Once Upon a Future supports the Summit's global goal of rebooting global corporations to address 21st century challenges. The campaign highlights the stakes for Gen Z and future generations, advocating for leaders who agree on the pact for the future. This pact addresses critical issues such as peace and security, digital cooperation, and sustainable development. Developed in partnership with Drug5, Once Upon a Future adopts an optimistic approach, asking, what if we get it right? The campaign goes beyond traditional tactics, creating a compelling narrative for a young global audience. It encourages people to take small actions through the Act Now platform, driving awareness and understanding around the summit's outcomes. Elizabeth Constance, President and CEO of the UN Foundation, emphasized that the future belongs to young people and the generations that follow. She added that Once Upon a Future aims to bring the summit to them, recognizing the significant stake in the outcome. David Ohana, Chief Communications and Marketing Officer, underscored the importance of bold action and lasting change through innovative approaches. The campaign's visual identity features eye-catching graphics, animation, and video content. User-generated content alleviates young people's expectations and aspirations, placing them at the center of the narrative. By empowering youth to shape their future, Once Upon a Future contributes to a more inclusive and sustainable world. NatWest shares surged 4.3% to their highest level since 2015, driven by impressive third-quarter performance. Attributable to net profit soared to £1.17 billion, which is equivalent to $1.52 billion, surpassing last year's £888 million and beating analysts' expectations of £990 million. Return on tangible equity increased to 17% from 16.4% quarter-over-quarter, while common equity tier 1 ratio rose 30 basis points to 13.9%. This improvement demonstrates NatWest's strong financial health. NatWest's solid Q3 results and revised full-year outlook have boosted investor confidence. Analysts praise the bank's strategic initiatives, citing effective cost management and improved revenue growth. NatWest's performance underscores resilience in UK's banking. Investors welcome this positive trend, indicating renewed optimism in sector growth. Rising profits and strengthening financial position NatWest for continued success. As NatWest continues to deliver strong financials, market analysts anticipate sustained growth. With improving profitability and robust capital ratios, NatWest solidifies its position as a leading UK bank. Asia-Pacific markets were mixed on Friday as investors awaited Japan's general election. Tokyo's inflation rate dropped to 1.8% in October from 2.2% the previous month. Japan's Nikkei 225 fell 0.60% to 37,913.92, and the Topix declined 0.65% to 2,618.32, marking its fifth consecutive day of losses. However, other markets rose. Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index gained 0.52%, mainland China's CSI 300 increased 0.70% to 3,956.42. South Korea's Kospi and Australia's S&P ASX 200 saw marginal gains. Investors remain cautious ahead of Japan's election and the Bank of Japan's monetary policy meeting next week. The inflation decline may influence the Bank of Japan's decision, potentially impacting market sentiment. Investors will closely watch the election outcome and subsequent economic policies. S&P 500 futures were nearly flat Friday, following a rebound that ended a three-day losing streak. Nasdaq 100 futures and Dow Jones Industry Average futures also saw minimal movement. L3 Harris shares surged over 4% after exceeding earnings forecasts, while Descom dropped over 3% despite beating expectations. Tesla's post-earning rally boosted the Nasdaq and S&P. Good afternoon.
from the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountain.